Good morning and welcome back to another weekly reading vlog. My name is Lily, welcome back to my channel. It is week 4 of the Woody's Roundup and Readathon. So, as you may know if you've watched my last reading vlog, I have finished 4 books for the Woody's Roundup Readathon. I have read Red, White and Royal Blue, Harry the Ninth, Diary of a Young Naturalist and When Life Gives You Mangoes. So I have collected, trying to remember all the characters now, Ham, RC, Mr. Potato Head and Rex. I am working on 2 books, so I'm using my fingers a lot of this, but I am working on 2 books this week for sure. The first one is Show Us Who You Are by Elle Mcnichol. This is an advanced finished copy for review, and as you can see I am tabbing it. Please ignore the massive tabs. I realised I was going through a lot of tabs and I don't have that many, so I'm now cutting them down. But also I won't be using these tabs again for tabbing because they're not double-sided. So my original plan was like, oh, blue is like relatable moments and red is things that made me angry. So yeah, I'm probably going to get some new tabs on payday, but these will be used for something else instead. But Show Us Who You Are is a young adult, not young adult, it is a middle grade, and it's kind of, Elle has described it as pre-dystopia, and it's got some sci-fi elements to it. And basically it follows Cora, who is autistic and she is 12 years old. Her brother works for this place called Pomegranate, which is an artificial intelligence place, and they make holograms of people so that you can go and meet celebrities and meet their holograms, or you could even go and meet a loved one who has died. So they make these like super duper realistic AI holograms, and she basically goes to a birthday party with him for the owner of the Pomegranate Institute, I think it's called. It's his son's birthday. So she goes to this birthday party with her brother because they've all been invited, and she makes friends with the son of the owner, who is called, oh my god, what's his name? Adrian. And basically Adrian has ADHD, Cora is autistic, and they really hit it off because they both have neurodivergent brains that work in a vaguely similar way. And the owner of Pomegranate is trying to get Cora to come in so he can interview her, so that he can try and start making autistic brains in the AI, because at the moment they've only really been able to study neurotypical brains. But her father keeps saying no. And there's a lot of commentary from other people saying that Pomegranate is not as amazing as Cora thinks it is, and there's a dark side to it. We haven't seen any of that yet. I'm a third of the way in, and I just like tore through that third after work yesterday, and I just want to keep reading. I can't wait to read more tonight. So yeah, I am absolutely loving this book. It is incredible. Elle Mcnichol is such a great writer, and it is such good own voices autism rep. Like, all of those blue tabs are when I found a relatable moment, and yeah, I just love it so much. I'm probably going to try and finish this either today or tomorrow because I really just want to tear through it, and then I'll be uploading a full review next week because this comes out on the 4th of March. The other book I'm working on is Kingdom of Souls by Rina, and I'm actually roughly the same sort of way through this one as I am with Show, but I am listening to this one mostly on audiobook, and I do switch between the two. I have read a little bit of physical but mostly audio at the moment, and I'm hoping to finish this one this week so it can count towards the readathon. Oh, I should have said Show is going for Buzz, which is a sci-fi because there's sci-fi elements to it. This is for Woody, read a historical book. So yeah, this one, if you haven't seen my previous summaries of it, is about a West African inspired fantasy world where there are witch doctors, and the main character, who I've forgotten the name of again, what's her name? Ara. So the main character, Ara, she comes from a family of witch doctors but has not received her magical powers yet, and she's reaching the age where if they don't come this year, they're not going to come at all. She starts to find out that children from her village are going missing, and one day one of her friends from the village is one of the children that goes missing, so she decides to make a deal where she gives up years of her life for magic to try and help solve the problem and find out what's happening to all of these children. And it reveals things that she was not expecting. So I've got to her trading her years of her life for magic now, and I've got to some of the like reveals, and it's got really good. So if you're reading this and you're like kind of stuck and you're not feeling it yet, wait until she trades years of her life for magic. Wait for that moment. That's gonna be the hook. That's gonna be what brings you in. Because I was reading it at first and I was like, oh, I don't get the appeal, like nothing's happening, and it is a bit of a slow starter, but I'm now 138 pages in and I can't stop thinking about it. So yeah, I'm reading two really great books at the moment and I'm really, really excited to see where they're both going. So that is all I'm reading mostly at the moment. I will hopefully be reading some more books as well. On top of this, I want to try and get through a lot more books this week, basically. So I'm hoping to be hosting a 48-hour readathon this weekend, and I guess by the time this goes live you'll know whether or not that happened, and hosting lots of reading sprints to get through my reading. So yeah, that's the hope, that's the plan. So that's all I think I have to say. I don't know what I'm going to be reading other than this yet. I do have a whole TBR planned, but I might shake it up a little bit because a lot of my TBR books are very chunky. So I might have to change them just for time's sake. Please excuse how terrible I look, and also the fact that there's just the bright white glow behind me. I'm filming at my desk because I'm lazy. Oh no, it's falling. I have blue tacked my phone to my computer so that I can film this so I don't hold it and it's shaky, but it just means it's gradually like tilting down as the blue tack fails. But oh well. Hey Maggie, where'd you go? There she is. Anyway, so this morning I had a little bit of reading time and I finished Show Us Who You Are by Elle Mcnichol. Oh sorry, it's Tuesday, by the way, it's Tuesday. And yeah, I love this book so much. Somehow it was even better than A Kind of Spark. Maggie, don't get a leather chair or fake leather chair. Ooh. The blue tack did not hold. I'm gonna hold the phone now. Sorry if it's shaky, but that's the alternative we have to blue tacking. But yes, don't get a leather or fake leather chair when you have a cat. Hey Maggie. So yes, Show Us Who You Are was somehow even more amazing than A Kind of Spark, and oh, I just loved it so much. So I can't remember if I've mentioned this. Hey, wait, have I started this vlog yet? I can't, yes. Okay, so I think I've explained what it is before. So just quickly, it's in middle grade that is mostly contemporary with a touch of sci-fi. And no, that's an awkward angle. And basically it is about a young girl who makes friends with a boy whose dad works or is like an investor for a big corporation called Pomegranate. Pomegranate make these incredibly realistic, artificially intelligent holograms of people who are both alive and well, they're always people who are alive, and then they can be used to see the person after their death, or it could be used to meet celebrities, basically. Sorry, my bed looks so horrifically messy. I'm sorry, I'm gonna hide that. But yeah, so that is the premise, and it's hard to explain why it's so good without spoiling, but I just found it so incredibly relatable. Cora, I saw so much of myself in Cora, who is the main character, and it warmed my heart to see that, and I'm just really hoping that other autistic girls and women are going to read this book and see themselves. Maggie moo. But yes, so I'm really hoping that other autistic women and then young autistic girls will see this and see themselves and know that it's okay to be themselves, because it was just incredible. So when I'm when I'm uploading this vlog, it won't be out yet, but it will still be available for pre-order everywhere that you can get books in the UK, and I can't recommend it highly enough. Please do go and get this book. It is just, oh, I give it 5 stars. Absolutely adored it. And I tabbed it. I tabbed so much. There were so many tabs. And yeah, it's so good. But I will say, if you have any trigger warnings around ableism, especially ableism towards autistic people, think twice before reading this book, because there's a lot of ableism and it's kind of a whole premise around ableism. So obviously go into it with a pinch of salt if that's something you can handle, but if it's not something you can handle, then maybe this isn't one for you. I'm really sorry. So next up as my physical read is Richard Osmond's Thursday Murder Club. Sorry, I forgot the title. So this isn't a usual pick for me. I don't really read murder mysteries, but basically this is my works book club's pick for the month, and yeah, that's why I'm reading it. It's actually much shorter than I was expecting it to be. I thought it was much chunkier than this, so I'm definitely going to finish this in time to count for the Woody's Roundup readathon and for our chat whenever that happens for the book club. So yeah, that's going to be finished. Hopefully I'll be able to read it during the week, like in the evenings, because it's only no, it's not. Oh my god, I said it was Tuesday at the beginning of this. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. But yes, so we're finishing show. I have now read 5 books, I think, for this readathon, which is amazing, and I've already finished 1 book this week. So show was for Buzz, which was a sci-fi book because it has sci-fi elements. This one is for The Soldiers, which is a squad or a team, because like the Thursday Murder Club is a club. That counts for me. So yeah, I'm very excited for this one. I don't know what I'm going to think because I've heard such mixed reviews from people. My friend who's in the workbook club has already said that she absolutely hated it, but then I've seen online friends rating it 5 stars, so I will see. Hello, it is Friday evening and there's honestly no angle that's going to make me look good right now. I have not been doing my best, so I don't look my best, but all is well. So I don't think I've updated for a little while because honestly I haven't been reading. I've been really busy filming and editing and subtitling my autism Q&A video, so I've been very busy with that. But I am trying to read The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osmond. Maggie, no. This is my works book club pick, although the book club does seem to be dying a little bit, so yeah, I might be reading it for nothing in the end, but it is the work book club pick, and yeah, I am only like 40 pages in at most, and it's okay. I'm intrigued, but I can't really say anything else other than that because nothing's really happened yet, which is totally fair. But yeah, don't have much else to update you on. We are not going to be doing sprints this weekend because I'm not feeling up to it, but I am going to try and host my own, like, in my own mind 48-hour readathon. Can you stop being chaotic? But yeah, so that's the plan. And, you know, I got to go out, as you saw earlier, on a nice sunny walk, so I'm really happy. And yeah, I'm going to try and read some more this weekend. I think I'm going to be trying to finish the Thursday Murder Club, and then I'm not sure which other book I'm going to read. I should be reading either then Maggie. I should then be reading, once I finish the Thursday Murder Club, something like either A Song of Race and Ruin, or what else is on my TBR? Can't remember, but A Song of Race and Ruin is definitely one of the ones I should be reading, and I'm also one I can give you more thoughts on. But no, that's finished. I should be reading A Song of Race and Ruin and something else that I can't remember, but I definitely have like 2 more TBR books that I need to get through that I should be reading. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do that or if I'm going to try and find a way to make The House in the Cerulean Sea fit, because I was gifted that by my boyfriend recently and I really want to read it, and I know I can just wait until Monday to read it, but I don't want to. But yeah, that's my choices at the moment. I have also been reading Kingdom of Souls by Rina, and I've been listening to that one over an audiobook, and I think I'm about 2/3 of the way through, maybe a little bit more. I've only got about 5 hours of real audiobook time left, and that's like 2.5 hours because I listen to it on 2 times speed for me. And I am really intrigued. It's very weird. So it was not what I was expecting at all. I was expecting more witch doctor stuff, to be honest with you, which we haven't really seen much of. And I think it depends for me really how this one's going to end as to whether or not I actually finish it. Not finish it, as in whether or not I actually finish the series. Because I think it's meant to be like a multi-book series. So yeah, all depends. Maggie! Thank you. So yeah, all depends on how this one ends as to whether or not I will continue with the series. So yeah, we'll have to see. I am interested, but it's just not what I was expecting and not what I wanted. So I'm gonna have to see at the end how I thought about the book overall if I ignore what I was expecting. So yeah, I think that's all I have to update you on right now. Okay, so as you may have seen, I have been a busy bee and haven't been reading physically very much. So some updates, because it is now Sunday. Yesterday the weather was absolutely beautiful, as it was today. But yesterday was the first day off work where the weather was amazing. So I got up, I went for a walk, I went and picked up some stuff from Waitrose. I just had a really nice and peaceful day. And I also then started binging Ginny and Georgia on Netflix, which is amazing if you would like some recommendations there. Although, should be aware there's going to be some strong trigger warnings for it. So if you have any triggers, go and look it up, because I could list them all here, but some of them are spoilers. So if you if you need trigger warnings, go check them. But yeah, that was amazing. So yeah, I didn't really get much reading done, so I didn't update yesterday. Today I have been busy. So this morning I went to go meet my sister to go and walk her puppy with her so that I could meet him, because I'm going to be puppy sitting him on Tuesday and I'm very excited. So yeah, that is awesome. what was I gonna say? Yeah, I met Charlie. He's really cute. So he's now, I think he's 16 weeks old, so 4 months, and he's really cute. He's such a bean. Hopefully he's still gonna come here Tuesday and I can do like some clips of him because he's so cute. But as you also would have seen, I have been setting up our aquarium because if you saw my last vlog, my boyfriend and I are starting a tropical fish aquarium and we're going to be getting frogs and some fish obviously. But basically the aquarium itself has come third hand now. So it was my nan's who then gave it to my sister and her fiance. They no longer wanted it and they put it in their garage in case they had a reason for it in the future, so now I'm having it. And yeah, they kept everything, like all of their decorations and everything, so I've got all of that. It's like a completely set up tank. And then basically Tom, my boyfriend, his brother had a tropical fish tank, which is where this inspiration came from, and bless him, it's gone a bit awry and most of them are now dead, and they've also had to get rid of their catfish and take it to a pet shop because they thought it was a bumblebee catfish which grows to 6 centimeters, and in reality it's one that's going to grow to a foot long, so not ideal for their small tank. So we are taking some of their stuff off their hands, the survivors basically, because there's been a bit of a massacre in their tank. So we're taking their neon tetra, which are little like shiny fishies, and we're going to be taking their snails, so they'll clean our tank for us. So that's really great. Next weekend we'll be adding in whichever fish Tom chooses to buy because it's up to him. I'm not really that fussed by the fish. I'm excited about the frogs. So once the fish have all got acclimatized next weekend, I will then put an order in for the frogs because we're buying them from an online pet store. And yeah, it's gonna be really, really good. So I'm very excited. And yeah, it just also adds a really nice extra feature to my bedroom. My bedroom just looks amazing now. I will insert a clip afterwards of my bedroom because I finally found a place for my salt lamp to go, and I've got my lovely normal lamp, and now the fish tank is there, and it just, oh, it's so peaceful in there and I absolutely love it. Just wish that my desk wasn't also in there. But yeah, I also today I had to go into town to pick up some supplies, so I picked up a bunch of plants from Wilco's as well because they had some really cheap. So I don't know how many of them are going to last for very long, but we're going to try. And I've actually used some plant identifying apps to find out what they all are so I can make sure I actually water them properly for once. And I've set up reminders for me to water them. So yeah, it's gonna be so good. I've set up my plants everywhere, found out how much sun they all need, put them in appropriate places, and my bedroom just looks so aesthetic and I absolutely love it. So yeah, I'm feeling very happy today. Reading wise, obviously I said I've not really been reading much physical, so I still haven't read any more of the Thursday Murder Club, but I don't think we're going to be having a good book club meeting for this one at work, so I think I'll be alright if I finish it late. But yeah, what else? Oh, so I finished 2 whole audiobooks since speaking to you last. So when I spoke to you last, I was actually coming towards the end of Kingdom of Souls by Rina. I don't think I've updated you since I finished it. So I'm gonna be really honest, it was a bit of a letdown for me. I thought it was gonna be a lot better than it actually turned out to be. I gave it 3 stars overall. I think on Corpile I gave everything like a 6 out of 10 because it just felt very average to me. I felt kind of bad because I was really expecting a lot and I was really hyped, but it wasn't the book I wanted, so I guess it's kind of my fault there because I thought it was going to be more like witch doctor-y and it became more like family drama, and I don't know, I felt like there was an awful lot of telling and not showing. So I felt like I was just kind of told, we did this, then we did this, then we did this, then we did this, then we did this, and it just didn't do it for me. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be carrying on with that series. I'm disappointed. But in better news, I decided, seeing as I was listening to a lot of audiobooks, that I wanted to try and listen to a short one to boost my reading stats, I guess, for the Woody's Roundup readathon. Because yeah, I've not been reading physically enough. So I decided to listen to Every Heart a Doorway by Sean Maguire, which is the first book in the Wayward Children series. And basically the Wayward Children series is about children who have travelled through these portals into like their perfect world, and they're kind of like these fantasy worlds. and they're either like high logic or they're either logical or nonsense worlds. So that's like one of the parameters, and then the other parameter that they have is that they are wicked or virtuous. And so most highly logical places are wicked, and most nonsense places are highly virtuous. And basically once they go into these places, they often will like come back for various reasons. Some of them will get kicked out, some of them will be asked to leave, some of them will choose to leave for whatever reason. And basically most of the time, once they have left, they will not go back to this perfect place. And so there's kind of a divide where some children absolutely adore this place and they want to go back and they are grieving for it, and others want to just completely forget about it and move on. So there's two separate schools, and the Wayward Children series takes place at the school where all the children love their experience and wish they could go back. So yeah, it's really, it's a short, they're little like really short books. I think it said it was 173 pages. The audiobook was about 4 hours, so I listened to it in 2, and I was blown away. I absolutely adored it. I gave it 5 stars. Like it just drew me in a way I can't explain. And this one tells the story of Nancy, who goes to we don't get to see when she goes, but she went to a world where she was with the god of the dead, I think. And basically in this world they all acted like they were statues, and yeah, and that's basically it. So she loved it, and now she had to come back because the god of the dead said that she had to come back to make sure that she wanted to stay in his world. So yeah, she came back, and now she's been sent by her parents to this school for wayward children. And yeah, I loved it. It's really good. It's much more dramatic than I was expecting it to be. I didn't really know what the plot was. I just knew the vague summary of these children who go to portal worlds and don't want to come back but do. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised because I've heard such mixed things about this book, and yeah, I loved it. I've already started the second one. I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to weasel the second one into my Woody's Roundup readathon, because the first one counts because it had a green cover. So yeah, I'm just super happy that I listened to that one on a whim. So yeah, great reading time so far, and that's all I have to update you on. This will probably be my last update, so this is a challenge for me to see if I can remember all of the books I read this week. So I read Show Us Who You Are, which I gave 5 stars, and I think the only other 2 I've read are the 2 I've just spoken about. I could be wrong. I mean, you'll know if I'm wrong. But yeah, it's been a pretty good week for reading, actually, especially in terms of audiobooks. I've read a lot of audiobooks, read Show Us Who You Are right at the beginning of the week and absolutely adored it. So yeah, I'm quite happy today. I'm quite happy with my reading, even though I had originally planned to make this weekend a 48-hour readathon, and I didn't. Because I just didn't feel up to it, and I wanted, really, because I had the flat to myself this weekend rather than Tom coming to visit. So I decided what I wanted to do was organise things and to basically just sort out my space, because I find it really difficult to do things like organisation and tidying when there's someone else in my space. So yeah, I just took the time to organise and clean, well, not clean properly, but clean some things. And yeah, it's been good. So overall, I think it's been a good week, even if I've not been feeling my best. So yeah, that is all. I hope you enjoyed this reading vlog. If I have any more clips to add, I will show you after this. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please give it a like and consider subscribing to see more content from me. If you want to let me know you are here, you can leave me a dog emoji, because I met Charlie today. Cool. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.